I'm halfway through. I'll have you know.
Reading is fundamental.
Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones. Go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate. Get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Oh, hi there. How you doing? It's Friday night. Me and my friends getting ready to talk. Oh, Lilith Hellfire's reading some Quasar because, you know, she loves Quasar.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
She listens in religiously, I believe. Got lots to talk about. MCU news and comics and a little bit of TV. Seems like half the shows were off this week. But anyway, let's get to it. Capes and Lunatics 91 starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics podcast. I am Phil, and joining me as always let's go in order of their attendance. That Marvel fangirl decked out in Marvel and reading Marvel is...
Hey, y'all. It's Lil Hellfire. I mean, the last name is Hellfire. You know, Hellfire Club. I did used to be a Marvel fan a while ago.
I should say that DC fangirl jumping on the bandwagon is...
I don't jump on bandwagons.
I don't want to say what... Don't. This is a family show. Don't say what you jump on.
Yeah, this podcast is rated E for everyone.
And the man who reads everything...
All indie books all the time, man. It's me, Charlie, the Professor Esser.
Professor Hulk.
Yes, Professor Hulk, coming soon. Alternate comics. Read them. They're cheap.
On newsprint.
On newsprint. Which is much harder to read.
I think you're old now.
Yeah, exactly, man.
No, it's true. I feel the same way about those a little bit sometimes.
You know what's weird is, in this week's, and I can't even find my book now, but the Journey into Unknown Worlds, they have that little reference there where the kid, he's reading the comic books and they show that like grainy newsprint thing, and I'm thinking, well, that's great, and I know that's supposed to mean a comic book, but kids today, they don't know that's what comic books used to look like. They're like, well, why do they always try to make it look like a comic book, make it look so like cheap?
Because they know kids aren't really reading comic books. It's the people my age and up that are holding up the comic book industry by our shoulders.
Yes,
and our ever depressingly shrinking wallet.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, but that was a good book, by the way. I picked that up. Marvel is doing their anthologies, remembering back when they used to do anthology books, and their second anthology one, which is their sci-fi. Let me go get the title here because I have I found my I have it on the digital, but I can't find my actual floppy of it. But Journey into Unknown Worlds.
Are we jumping the comics already?
No, I just want to say.
Let Charlie have it.
It's good. I have it digitally, but it's
welcome to the digital age, Charlie.
Yeah, well, it's easier to keep track of.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have to jump to comics. I'm just saying. I know no one else read it.
I got it. We should, if people write in with your reviews of comics, and if you tell us if you read print or digital, and if you read digital, you could be part of the Hellfire Club. Because Lilith Hellfire likes digital comics.
Yes, I do. Although, only special issues I collect in the floppy hard format now. Physical copies. Like, that Batman 1000 that's going to be $90,000.
Why would you buy a book like that?
You have
that you're just going to complain about.
Yeah,
I didn't complain about Action 1000. We did not. Did we complain about Action 1000, Philip? I believe the general consensus was that it was a good book.
Except for the Bendis part.
Which was only one part.
I know.
Out of like 5. So
Because it introduced plot device. I mean, Rogue
Khal
One.
Drogo. He wishes it was Khal Drogo. Anyway, yeah.
Spend this.
So you guys want to talk about your little funky Marvel news or no?
Oh, what's going on in Marvel?
What, the 3-hour Avengers Endgame?
Whatever Marvel news was out this week, it's
Let's all go to the lobby.
They should have an intermission for that. Seriously,
He is so hyped for an intermission.
It's
Well,
literally the reason
here's
why
what
I
I was
didn't watch
gonna
any
say.
of Lord of the Rings until it came on DVD. So I
I'm
had
like,
to pause it, go to the bathroom.
3 hours. I'm like drinking nothing.
Yeah, well, like I said, during Lord of the Rings, you could get up,
A lot
you
of
could go to the
walking.
bathroom, you could go. Nothing happens during each installment of Lord of the Rings, and you can come at the end and not even realize it was the end. That was the thing about Lord of the Rings. It doesn't end.
That's how I feel about Marvel movies, but
oh, there's plot. There's stuff that
tedious. It is teeth pulling. I'm sorry.
Oh, I won't go that far, but no, I mean there's the stuff happens in Marvel movies, unlike Lord of the Rings, where it's just basically real time walking. But they definitely give you that idea. What would it actually be like to be in a real medieval adventure, where it's like, well, we must walk to Mordor now.
Oh, we have the plague.
Still walking.
But hey,
Anyway.
they got a lot to tie up, and the last movie, and this is the end of this phase. So I mean, and you got all these characters. You got all these characters,
and we're
bringing in more Captain Marvel.
Well, then you should break it up into Part 4A and Part 4B.
Well, what do you think Infinity War Endgame is?
That's
I mean, it was originally going to be a 5.
It's like Twilight. You just keep breaking them up.
Hey,
milk that cow.
Lilith, that's why it's Infinity War and Endgame. It was originally going to be a 5.5-hour movie.
I know. Trust me,
but we got it's kind of shocking. Although, so here's the thing: we got our digitally enhanced Hulk. Like the first image, our digital image
but it's just Mark Ruffalo in green paint, and you can't tell me different.
Yeah, well, that's that. Well, he's also taller, so it's like
better haircut.
Yeah, it's like Darby O'Gill and the Little People, but in reverse, where the big green guy's like just right up close to the camera. Who remembers Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
Just you, Charlie. That might be a fever dream of yours. We're not sure.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People is one of the greatest uses. It's actually one of the great Disney films of all time. First off,
if it didn't happen in the late 80s to mid 90s, you're a liar. Unless it's Aristocrats.
No, well, first off, this was live action, and one of the most amazing uses of forced perspective to create the illusion of size differential. I mean, it has visual effects on par with like modern day CGI, but it was all practical.
Well,
look it up, kids. It's a musical.
I'll pull it up in a minute here. But that link I sent you with the image, Charlie, that wasn't even like an official picture. It was like from Orville Redenbacher's site or something. So I guess they're gonna have some kind of
popcorn guy here.
Well, I think they've done that before. I'm sure, like they're gonna have boxes of popcorn with everything gonna be labeled Endgame or whatever.
Orville Redenbacher is like doing so bad with popcorn, he's leaking comic book stuff now.
No, what it is just that
it's merch. Okay, I got you.
After the snap, you have to find your heroes where you can, and the Redenbacher is
well. Pepperidge Farm remembers too. Damn it.
Yes, no, but maybe it's not an official Marvel image, but it's staying close enough. And it is Professor Hulk. We get a fully, nicely dressed Hulk, And the thing is, what strikes me is you get a Professor Hulk. I mean, how far behind is a Red Hulk and a Doc Samson?
Very far, because nobody cares about Hulk after this phase. Sorry to break it to you. We're moving on from these characters. That's what this big extravaganza is all about.
No, I can't believe any of these characters.
Maybe like Black Panther is going to be like the only person in Spider-Man. He came in late in the game, but
and Black Widow, she's got a movie coming.
We'll see.
Charlie, you know what Lilith's problem is, right? Oh, where's my Titans drop? Sour grapes. Sour grapes.
Grapes. It's damn time for this phase of Marvel to end. It's 20 movies.
Sour grapes. Sour grapes.
It will never end, Lilith.
Never.
It's like the Marvel Universe itself. It acknowledges its own reboots and just keeps on plugging through.
Like I said, this phase of the 20 movies, it's gonna end. These characters.
Well, you know,
there's the image.
There we go. And
the Orville Redenbacher site.
And that is your and you can tell like none of those people were in the same room when they made that picture.
Oh no, that's so
that's not even Tony in the suit. That's just a suit.
Oh no, Robert Downey Jr. even said once that faceplate comes down, he's on coffee break.
Yeah, but what I love about this is we are first off, hey, red-haired Black Widow.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scarlett Johansson back to her, her namesake Scarlett.
Although in all the trailers we've seen, she's still blonde. So
yeah, but I wonder.
It's a win.
Well, too, they film these movies concurrently. I wonder if in some of those trailers they use some like unused Infinity War footage too.
Entirely possible.
Because I mean, we still haven't seen Captain Marvel.
Only features and flashbacks.
And look, what's Jeremy Renner got a new haircut.
Yeah. That's where he was the whole time, trying to find a damn barber during the apocalypse. Now we know.
Give me a fade. 1.5, buddy.
He was with his family because he finally got the chance to be with his family, and Thanos took it all away. And Thanos made the wrong choice.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Thanos did everything wrong. Although here's what I'm going to tell you.
Subreddit on Reddit.
Here's the big prediction.
Oh no.
From our Super Bowl trailer. And the best thing is you didn't even have to watch the Super Bowl.
That was right in the beginning, I know.
Right at the start of it. There you go. Because they knew you nerds don't want to watch the Super Bowl. And they're like, no, we don't. We don't even want to watch that Game of Thrones rigmarole. Because Game of Thrones doesn't like Bud Light. Like, oh, okay. Going out on a limb there, Game of Thrones.
Super Bowl, Game of Thrones. People are getting screwed either way.
Yeah. But, no. So we see this image of Rocket walking into what is clearly Thanos' hut.
You mean Thor? No,
Rocket.
Oh, okay.
Rocket's the one who... No, Thanos is going to see Grandmaster. It's Wakanda because people are unimaginative. But no, it looks like Wakandan architecture. It's like, really? Are you going to tell me what the hell Wakandan architecture looks like? Because it is basic. It is your basic sci-fi architecture. I think he's going to get the Grandmaster. But because we need more heroes. Well, I do know of a place with many warriors. I was just there. I don't know, man. But here's the thing. You see in the trailer Rocket Raccoon going through this little shack door. And it's a shack just like we saw Thanos in as he's chilling at the end.
Like a villain.
What is this? Because it's only from the first 20 minutes. This is Gamora communicating through the Soul Stone to Rocket to let her know where Thanos is hiding. To let him know where Thanos is hiding. And that's our big plot point. Because we do see that Rocket is in the Avengers now and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, sad news. Mr. Oreo passed away, the actual life model for Rocket. He was 10. He lived a long life for a raccoon. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just throw that out there. Make your day a little sadder.
Some food poisoning, some bad trash.
Trash pandas, they do what they do.
Trash panda. Rabbit.
Well, why are they trash pandas and pandas aren't just bamboo raccoons?
Because they're cuter. The rule of cute overrides it.
They're not. First off, pandas are not cuter than raccoons.
Tyler, what's up?
Raccoons
Settle
are
this
crazy
debate,
cute.
Tyler. You came in at the perfect time.
We're talking Endgame.
Okay.
No, we're talking are pandas cuter than raccoons? Go.
Trash pandas.
All right, Solomon, you join me. All right, what's a better animal, a panda or a raccoon? All I'm gonna say is look at his PJs. If you can't see,
raccoon.
There,
Yeah.
it's done. Settled.
Exactly.
Trash pandas all around me. I see how it is.
Raccoon's got the fluffy tail.
I
They're
got a
bandits. They destroy garbage cans.
But
Jack did nothing wrong.
I will say though, think about it. There is 3 movies called Kung Fu Panda, not Kung Fu Raccoon.
There's 3 of them?
Hey,
Plus a TV series.
You missed some, old lady, huh?
hey.
Well, it's Jack Black, so you know.
Starlight.
Here,
Oh, so cute.
go play. Let Daddy
So,
talk.
Philip, can you get this conversation back on track?
All right. Go play.
I was gonna say hold my beer, but you're the one holding the beer. Anyway,
Beer.
there wasn't even that much TV this week because Supergirl wasn't on, Gotham wasn't on, Orville wasn't on.
They were on. They were just reruns.
Yeah, they were. Well, no new
Well, you know.
semantics.
Gotta catch up,
We already
man.
talked.
Well, yeah, Lilith and I talked Little Flash and Arrow on Tuesday. Lilith,
What? I watched Arrow. I
Yeah.
haven't watched Flash yet, just because
You're not missing much.
we're gonna watch it together. I did like Arrow. I did feel like it was a little too like the arc of the episode.
the documentary.
Yeah, like I like the idea of just it was neat the documentary, and that the whole episode wasn't the documentary. So I'll give them that for just trying something different. I have to give them mad props for getting Kelsey Grammer to narrate, though. That alone was worth it.
Yeah, the first couple minutes. Yeah.
I was
So
like,
is Kelsey somebody? Is he Sideshow Bob?
No, it's like
Just
they're making this
narrating.
documentary. Yeah, it's just a narration voice. He's the
So he doesn't like. It's like
yeah. You
he's
don't
not like
see
I'm-
him, and yeah, no.
no, I don't even know. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here like I know that voice.
He just narrates the first couple minutes. Yeah,
Like, is that Kelsey
You-
Grammer?
You know who they should cast Kelsey Grammer as in the DCU?
oh boy.
Yeah.
Dark Side.
I mean, I guess
No.
the forehead.
Weird Al.
No, Weird Al is in the animated universe, and he's amazing in it. By the way,
I know.
I'm kind of thinking Kelsey Grammer's Dark Side.
Well, he was up for the role of the chief in Doom Patrol, but then they went with Timothy Dalton.
Which I think, okay, I was gonna say I think Timothy Dalton as Chief is better because the dude who played it on the one episode of Titans kind of creeped me out,
Well, that's it. Chief's a creepy.
and that's what I was telling Janine. I'm like I don't know enough about the Doom Patrol to like comment if am I supposed to be creeped out and weirded out or not by the Chief.
He's
So-
like he's like a creepier Professor X. Creepier
Creepy.
Professor X.
That's not possible, sir.
Yeah. Well, I think probably what it was they cast him because the professor is supposed to be creepy, and they said, "Oh, we kind of blew the whole creepy load with this guy, so we need like someone that can be kind of like fun and nice too."
They
And so they
cast-
had to like recast him to get away from that because you got to find out later how creepy he is.
No, they recast him because they were like, oh, we're gonna do a Doom Patrol series. We need somebody people have heard of. Timothy Dalton used to be on Penny Dreadful. It's over now. Get him. All right.
I'm sorry, I think you mean James Bond was available.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He wasn't bad.
Great.
That's the James Bond for your grandma. Boom, boom.
That wasn't James Bond that I was aware of. That was like
That's
first
Apple
off,
Hillfire.
okay, this is sad because Timothy Dalton was like the new kids James Bond. It's like he's no Roger Moore. That was me back in the day.
It is all Pierce Brosnan all the time over here. Golden Eye, Golden Eye.
Don't
Well,
Not
yeah.
these
Well,
kids.
Yeah.
I need to
okay.
get my unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
That is not unpopular, sir.
I just wish Pierce Bronson would do a Remington Steele reboot.
Oh,
Yes, we need that in a nursing home. Yes, we need
I
it.
just need more Remington Steele, man. There was not enough of it.
I just need to pretend like Die Another Day never existed. I'll be okay.
Did you say Remington Steele in a nursing home?
Yes, that's what I said.
Hey,
Busy nursing home with bad intentions.
Can we do a crossover with like Bubba Hotep Part 2? Like So we have
Bubba Hotep has a comic book out now, you know.
Really?
Yes, and they're actually going to do Bubba Hotep meets Ash versus the Evil Dead. Because they actually already have the Bubba Hotep universe in the Dynamite series.
I wish it would have made the sequel movie, Bubba Nosferatu. But
oh god.
Sounds like a plan. Have a good night.
I think that might be my favorite. Like that's my favorite non-Evil Dead movie of Bruce Campbell. Is Bubba Hotep.
Okay. I can go along with that. Bruce Campbell is a national treasure.
Wait, is he Canadian? National treasures can only be Canadian. We've had
he's actually a born and bred Detroiter, man.
Oh, okay.
He's my people.
That. Close enough to the Canadian border. Close enough.
Just north of Canada, man.
Hey, read his autobiography. That's a great book to read, honestly.
If Chins Could Kill? Or is it If Chins Could Talk? I forget what the Chin is doing in his autobiography, but yes.
If Chins Could Kill.
If Chins Could Kill. Yeah, I'm familiar. Honestly, Bruce Campbell is amazing. And I really wish he got more work. That's your Nick Fury.
Hey, he had that one series, where he was.
Yeah, Burn Notice was amazing.
And then he had that other one series where he was like the jack of all trades. And then he had that other TV series, Burn Notice.
Yes.
Don't you dare talk bad about Burn Notice. Burn
Notice was good. He wasn't the star of Burn Notice. He was a supporting.
But
he
stole
character.
every scene he was in.
Well, he does that in everything he does. He stole Escape from L.A. You didn't even know that Ego was in that film. Like, oh, Ego's in that? Oh, yeah. But no, it's all Bruce Campbell as the mayor of Beverly Hills.
He stole the Spider-Man trilogy when he appeared on the screen in those few scenes.
All three scenes.
Exactly. Nobody cared about Tobey Maguire, and then when the movie was over, no one still cared about Tobey Maguire.
Nope, exactly. He's the guy who gave us the name Spider-Man.
Oh, let's talk comics since Tyler's here. You can ask him about Man and Superman.
Yes, that was my plan.
And Adventures of Super Sons.
Yes. All right.
I don't have my copies downstairs. Solomon and I had to come back upstairs. He didn't want to be downstairs.
That's all right. So before you get into Man and Superman, let's explain this to Charlie. Charlie, this was written by Marv Wolfman in 2006. It was supposed to be 4 issues and Superman Confidential, but then that series got canceled, and for some reason they haven't reprinted it until now.
Okay.
So they reprinted it this week on a $10 100-page story.
So it's all 4 issues. So it's a graphic novel.
Yeah, basically.
That's what we back in the day used to call a graphic novel.
You only got 4 arcs in a graphic novel? Rip off!
God Loves Man Kills. Still one of the best books ever written.
So Tyler, Man and Superman. It's like a different take on the Superman origin.
I love it. I haven't been this excited reading it felt great to read because I knew it was a book that I was holding that if this had been the Bendis style, that would have been 12 issues right there. Okay, maybe
and Real Gulzar would have been in 6 of them.
Okay, but I just loved it from the beginning. It felt new and fresh, but at the same time, it still felt classic.
Because it's Wolfman. Because Wolfman's written Superman for years. He wrote Superman before Crisis.
I think they're secretly trying to get Bendis off of Superman by publishing this at this particular time. Because it is sold out in every single comic book store that I went to.
And the thing was, it was crazy because my friend was like, "What is this?" And I was explaining it to him, and I'm like, "It was something that I felt was so under the radar." But all of a sudden they were just like, boom, drop, here it is. There wasn't any build up, no hype, no hey, check this. It was just and I went into my shop and was like, do you have any more left? And he's like, of course. He always holds anything Superman related for me. So if I want it or not, he at least has a copy holding until I get there.
Yeah. Well, you figure it might be like Bendis Backlash, and 2, this was written pre-New 52, so
Exactly, and fans have been complaining about that. So
okay, so spoilers, break it down for me. What's going on here?
Real quick, if you were, tasked with, hey, I need you to reboot Superman, I think this is the type of story you should go with. Like, this one should be more of like your template because it gives you a really good perspective of Clark. He gets to wrestle with his should I, shouldn't I, will they believe it, and
it's basically
Superman Begins.
It's basically Clark moving to Metropolis. He doesn't put the suit on right away. He doesn't get his reporter job right away. Like he's working with those janitors right before he, he's trying to get an appointment with Perry White at the planet.
So it's Smallville.
No, it's Metropolis.
It's the later seasons, yes.
Okay.
No, because he was working for the Daily Planet from like season. When did he officially start working there? Season 7?
Whenever Chloe started working there, he tagged along because he was tag along.
And I like they try to get Wolfman was trying to give he was saying I wanted to show Lois in a way where Clark didn't just fall in love with her because she was a pretty face.
Right, dude. I love the portrayal of Lois in there.
Because she's the first one to believe in Superman, and everyone's ready to be like, "Oh, he's evil." He's the one behind all these attacks, and Lois is like, "No, he's here to help us."
And she was asking all the right questions
without giving it away, like in the movie.
And I like the friendly rivalry too, because she kind of helps him get his job, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this town needs two. This town needs two great reporters." She's like, "But don't get mad when I scoop you every time."
It was very Lois and Clark, which is why I dug it probably. Yeah.
There's a nice mixture of Smallville, Lois and Clark, a lot of our pre-New 52 stuff. Yeah.
And I mean, the Lex interpretation was.
Oh yeah.
I think perfectly on par with what Lex. Now, I wanted to ask you: is there supposed to be like a second volume of this? Like, do you know?
I don't think so. I hope so.
I mean, unless Wolfman goes back and starts writing, because this was it, because he was in the middle of writing this, and they canceled that Superman Confidential.
Which they re-released the Superman Confidential, just under like a Darwin Cook, because he wrote the first couple of issues, and they re-released it under something like as a trade, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those ones. There you got Superman Confidential and Batman Confidential. They were just, I think weren't they different teams every arc, because it was just like, a book where you could write a Superman story in any continuity.
They were toying with that idea,
Because I followed the Batman Confidential, and then when Superman came out, I was like, yay! And the first arc was Darwin Cook, and then that was when it was canceled. That was done. So
they had to do New 52.
They reprinted it as something Superman under the Darwin Cook name.
So what's their take on Lex?
He's been out of town for years. He comes back. He's like Lois hit Perry's like, you need to go get the interview with Lex because they're the history between you two. Because I guess she
always has a history with Lex.
You like the gingers? What can you say?
Well, and then there's all these attacks on Metropolis, and Clark and then Clark and Lois have to prove, hey, it's Lex behind these attacks.
I mean, Clark
profiteer.
It's like why did he have these laser cannons installed at the airport? How did he know he was going to get attacked?
Clark's working backwards. He's putting things together. I'll tell you, I come to realize I think the hardest character to write in comics is Perry White, because I feel like if you go too far, people just like, oh, he's a ripoff of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, you don't want a Jameson, but you don't want him you want him a little gruff, but not Jameson.
You don't want him like Lois and Clark's Perry White.
Yes.
Smith. But you know what I'm saying? He really is a hard character to balance, because in every interpretation of him, he's either a really rough, gruff kind of jerk, pretty much a J. Jonah Jameson, which I know he came first. Don't get on my. But that's just one that people are have become really. Well done.
You know what I think is a great Perry White kind of model is if you've ever seen the Night Stalker, Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
His publisher, because he's this guy, he doesn't like to put up with Kolchak's BS, but he still publishes Kolchak's stories because he wants Kolchak to be on the ball as a newsman, but at the same time, he understands this is a business of making a paper. I think that's a good model for your Perry White.
I can see that.
Yeah. I like Kolchak the Night Stalker. It's a good series.
Okay, but the best DC book this week, I'm sorry, Adventures of Super Sons #7. I love that freaking book. It was so adorable.
See, is it Lilith? Does it help that John's a boy?
Yes.
You know, like the fun, like
This is before someone aged him up.
Tremendous.
So now we have to go and try to retcon and write a whole bunch of stories about before he got aged up. Because don't get me wrong, like the heartbreaking part about John getting rejected by the Teen Titans and everything, and they don't want him to be a part of things. I really hope comes playing back around where like he rejects them now in the current business run out of just anger he learned from being with Jor-El or something. But it just kind of does break my heart that they aged him up so fast like that.
Well, did the Titans reject him, or did just Damien?
Well, Damien's like, you're not ready for this. Meanwhile, Damien will work with them, but he's like, oh, you're not ready for the Titans.
Oh, please. Damien is just such a... God, Damien is so full... He makes Bruce seem like a stable, well-adjusted man.
Well, I think you think maybe Damien's just jealous. He doesn't want to share his friend with the Titans.
He doesn't want to...
He doesn't like to share, period.
And he keeps his friend like kind of puts him down, and that's why John has like his emotional break.
Damien's a bully. We've already discussed this.
But
that's why I loved when Jason Todd, right? You know, beats him with that crowbar. And just
phrasing.
Puts him in his place and says, you know, look, you're a little boy.
Get child services over to Esther's house.
Yeah, I don't beat my children. My children listen to me.
They sleep in the box. They like it.
He chooses to sleep in the box.
I
He's
know.
not in the box tonight.
But
he was back in the box last night. I don't know. It's a choice. I let my kids sleep in boxes. If it makes them happy, why should I say don't sleep in a box?
But I thought the little baby Green Lantern was the cutest thing. Seriously.
Oh, Charlie, you would love
Joker
this.
Jr. wasn't even that bad.
Charlie, you would love this one. They're stuck on a prison planet, you know, with those junior with all the kid versions of the villains. But Charlie, you would love their version of Solomon Grundy or Grundette.
Yes.
Oh, Grundette. Does she hate Super Friends?
She's got a baby dead.
I don't know if she even has that big of a vocabulary. But a lot of it's just like, you know, they lock up John in a cell where he can't get any solar radiation. So a lot of it's Damien like tracking him down. And But yeah, they trying to make a deal with that baby Green Lantern. Or...
They have a baby Green Lantern?
Well, not a baby, but a little kid.
Not a baby, a kid, but yeah.
That's what Lil's called him.
A little lantern.
But then they have Teen Lantern over in Young Justice.
Yeah, what's the story with him? Is he like? Did he just like make a lantern ring? Is he like a super genius kid or something?
What's a girl, isn't it?
Well, I said kid. I didn't. Gender.
Oh, I thought you said him.
Well,
waiting for the whole like how Connor's there. Where is this?
Well, yeah. Well, it's Bendis, so you know it's already second issue, and we barely have the story.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it'll be 2 years, and we'll all forget what we even care.
I mean, it's a good story, but yeah, it's Bendis, so they're taking their time.
Doomsday Clock will be finished by the time that comes out.
Oh, you sweet summer child! That book ain't never getting finished.
Yeah, there was a lot of Wonder Girl in this issue. Young Justice. So can someone explain to me why the pants and skirt?
Because it's fashion.
Because it's 2019, and that's
I mean, I've seen lots of women wear skirts with leggings. Are they pants or are they leggings, Phil? There's a very specific difference.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
You can wear leggings with a skirt, and it's not in any way weird.
Well, and back in my day in high school, there was actually a trend of skirts, pants, underskirts. So,
it's they're catering to that millennial
leggings,
vibe.
Though those are definitely leggings.
Oh, they're catering to those old people like Will Hellfire.
Leggings in comic books. It's like they're not actually going to have like corduroy in comic books,
unless it's an old man. Then he has the tweed suit with the patches
or plaid. Love a plaid suit.
Plaid.
But I was kind of shocked
Luthor
that was
could
the
rock a
best
flat
DC
suit.
book. What's the deal with that Batman Signal book? Like, I heard people trashing it.
Oh, what the Batman? You mean the price? Wait, that one?
Everything about it, yeah. Just
Basically, it's a crossover between Batman and Flash, and it's like, you know, they're dealing with what's going on at Sanctuary, and
no one cares about that storyline anymore. Like,
I don't even care about that storyline anymore.
I like.
You know what you should care about though is Female Furies because it's got Big Barda in it. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Well, you know who this story's bringing back, Lilith, Gotham Girl,
because that's what we needed.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Duke?
Tom King has a 100-issue plan, Lilith.
I know. If the editors don't interfere too much.
Another Bendis on our hands.
You know that
we'll get another Batman or Batman Eternal. What'll happen?
Can I just have Batman Incorporated back? Like, that's all I want.
Preach.
Whose shoes do I have to polish? Whose car do I have to
Thanks for cleaning that up, Lilith.
It'll just come out like as called Incorporated, and that's what it'll be.
I mean, they're already basically doing that with Young Justice. Let's talk Marvel. So DC, Charlie doesn't get too bored.
Hey, did anyone read Champions this week?
I was meaning to. I probably will after this.
Brand new day, man. It's a brand new day.
They revealed the deal Mal's made with Mephisto.
Yes.
You can't make deals with Mephisto.
Don't tell Peter Parker though.
Well, first off, hey, scot-free, man. It is a consequence-free wish.
So is something going down because they showed like a preview like of the image from the free comic book day issue, I guess Marvel's putting out, and it's like Peter and Miles like looks like they're about to fight on the cover. Does this have something to do with the Mephisto thing? Because I saw because you know, isn't the whole thing where Miles makes a deal to save his friend, you know, Miss Marvel and
well, here's the thing. So spoilers. There's no deal.
No.
Basically, things go horribly awry, and Mephisto just shows up and says, "Oh man, look, this was lousy for you guys. Tell you what, why don't I just rewind time a bit, and you can go save the day. No cost. No strings attached. You just get to be the heroes. I'll just do this." And they're like, "Why would you do this?" Because why shouldn't I? You know.
Well, again, the two Spider-Man look like they're going to fight. So guess what? Miles made a deal. Aunt May's getting cancer, and the Spider-Man are going to fight.
Well, first off, does Spider-Man even remember the deal he made?
No.
So it's not like he can say, "Hey, because you made a deal." No, Miles.
Mephisto can't snap his fingers and be like, "Hey, Pete, remember this?"
There's this great point that Mephisto makes, and it's this point that devils always make, is like, I don't need your souls. There's a line around the block of people clamoring to get into my domain.
He didn't take Peter Parker's soul. He took his marriage, his love.
Yeah, and he took nothing from Miles except for the fact that now he knows they can't do it. He took Miles's confidence.
Oh.
Because basically Miles makes the deal. No. And there's a very little thing here. The person that we see Miles save earlier, spoilers, actually dies in this universe. So Mephisto is just being an awesome Mephisto in this. I do love how it plays out. And basically they say all of the basic big major users know something just went down. So it's all going to come back. And remember, they got a magic user on the team too now. Because they got Snowbird's daughter or grandniece or something.
Yeah, basically, isn't like every teenage hero now like a champion or at least a reserve champion? Or
something? They're all reserve champions, you know. Except for Nova, who's now just the pilot. And he's all mad about that. By the way, this is something I'm interested in. Meet the Skrulls.
I knew it. I saw that ad. I'm like, I just heard it in my head. The minute I saw that ad, I was just like, it's something Charlie Esther would like.
Okay, he can't find the button. Yeah, you know, it happens to a lot of men sometimes in the moment of panic. They can't find the button.
Oh!
Oof. The best Marvel book, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with both of you guys, was Killmonger #4. Y'all need to be reading that if you ain't reading it. The art is on point. The story is great. If you were bummed out by Black Panther's ending, this is the book for you.
So still good, huh?
Yeah. 4 issues in. Anything could change.
Oh, well, again, I must respectfully disagree. The best Marvel book this week was Daredevil #1. Charlie Esser, back me up. It was good, right?
It was a decent book. Well, first off, it very much borrows from the Netflix universe. We even have Wesley in it, was Wesley created in Netflix? I don't think he was a henchman.
I don't think. I mean, Kingpin's always had his like right-hand men, and I believe he's had a Wesley for a while.
Okay, well, it could be, but Wesley's in it, and if you love Wesley, you're happy to see him back.
I mean, basically the setup. I mean, they're doing last couple ever since Bendis. It seems like when one writer leaves, they leave Matt Murdock in a predicament. Like when Bendis left the book, he had him, you know, his identity exposed and locked up in prison. And, you know, after a while, you know, then when he gets out, then eventually gets taken over and possessed by the Hand. And then then I think that's when Mark Waid came in and, you know, the identity.
So he
really exposed his
prison.
What?
What is
He's
this, Arrow?
Arrow.
Yeah. You failed the city. So, but yeah, when Charles Soule was writing this book, he had Matt Murdock get taken out by his, first and greatest enemy, a truck. Because Foggy even says that in the Man Without Fear miniseries. He's like, yeah, your first and greatest enemy, the truck. But yeah, Matt's been going through physical therapy, and he's no longer a man without fear. He knows fear and he knows pain, and something's messed. I don't know if the radar sense is messed up because he takes him out. No. He struggles to take out 3 thugs, and we see at the end one of them has died from head trauma.
Yeah. Well, and again, like I said, they're really pulling from both the Netflix and the original Ben Affleck Daredevil, where you see him popping all the pain pills, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As where someone first pointed out, you know what? Probably Daredevil's in a lot of freaking pain all the freaking time.
Well, especially now, he got hit, he literally got hit by a truck. So I mean, he's still in physical, because after an auto accident, you got to do a lot of physical therapy, right, Lil Hellfire?
It's so true.
Yeah. I didn't know you were in an auto accident, Lilith.
Which one?
3 years running, cars are winning.
Just remind me of something on the back. Dang it.
Gotta look both ways, Lilith. Look both ways.
I wanted to ask Lilith and Phil something on Arrow real quick. This week we were talking about Arrow. I forgot to say this. Don't you just like how they're making sure that they can slip Gotham or Wayne anything they can now?
Oh, that's what I said. Every week there's like a Wayne tag.
It's the new particle accelerator. Do not try to play the drinking game.
Now that Gotham is in play, you know, Batwoman and Gotham.
They're like Vigilantes in Star City, Central City, and
Gotham.
I was like, wow. They're making sure they know, hey, there's something connected. Okay, I just had to say that.
Even in Flash, I mean, they'll drop something eventually. Oh, speaking of Gotham, Lilith, what did you think about the? Did this remind you of anything? The new detective comes to town from Chicago and is like, I'm gonna clean up this town of corrupt cops. Remind you of anybody? Gordon.
I know. This is so bad.
I like that new character. He seems fun.
It just reminded me of Gordon because he comes from Chicago and he's like, "Oh, these cops are corrupt. I'll clean up this town."
Gordon was from Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's been so long. I completely forgot.
At least in certain versions, like Batman Year One.
Depends on the continuity, but it's been more than one continuity.
I thought we were talking about Gotham, the series. You know.
Oh no, he's a born and raised Gothamite.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought he was. I mean, I know he went to war.
His dad was a great blah blah blah. Yeah.
And I think in some versions, didn't he grow up? Didn't he grow up in Gotham and then move to Chicago and then move back? Or
yeah.
He was a war hero at some point.
Mm-hmm. But no, I was happily surprised because like I've been, like I told Charlie, I've been loving like the last couple of Chip Zdarsky series. Like his Star-Lord was good, and I really liked his Spectacular Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, Daredevil's pretty dark, and I wonder, he's usually like humorous because he wrote some Howard the Duck too, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but he injects humor. He injects humor into his stuff, so I was like, oh, I wonder if he can take like this grim and gritty serious. But
Matt's been a jokester in a few.
Yeah, but I mean, right now it's kind of dark. I mean,
you gotta keep from crying sometimes.
He's popping pain pills, picking up random chicks in a bar. I mean,
that's as you do.
Yeah, honestly. Actually, I really love that relationship. I hope that's not the last we see of her.
I know that was not. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they really gave this nice aspect of it, of like sure she's a girl who enjoys activities and whatnot, but she also has a deep internal storyline, and I like that. And Matt is like very handsome.
Well, yeah, and she was like, guys usually check me out for my looks. I don't have to worry about that with you.
Little does she know he has radar vision and knows exactly what she looks like. So it's like
it's like Ray in the hand test, the wrist test.
Yeah, it's like you ain't no amorphous blob lady. That's all I know.
Because it's like every girlfriend he's had's been like hot. Because like even Foggy before he found out he was Daredevil was like, how do you do it? You're blind. How do you know?
Or it could be like on what's that show? That old show with the blind guy. He goes, I listen to how people treat you, and that tells me your level of attractiveness.
That works.
Oh, can I shout out The Walking Dead number 188? We never talk about The Walking Dead anymore.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
There's a reason for that, Lilith.
Oh, you don't like The Walking Dead?
You don't.
I don't know. I don't know The Walking Dead as a TV show on USA, and I know that they just dropped like the
AMC.
Whatever. They just dropped the new. They were doing the ad on USA.
No wonder they couldn't find it.
No, they just dropped the new season's ad, and they basically said, "Hey, what if the White Walkers weren't cold? And
what
if we just completely dropped in super intelligent zombies? Why not?"
I love a good argument. If somebody wants to argue with me, I'm always down for that.
It wasn't impressive, but anyway, what are they doing in the comic books?
Much to my chagrin, we're still in the Commonwealth arc. Like, I feel like this has been forever, but I'm still enjoying it. And like, Princess just perplexes me. So I'm feel something when I'm reading. Like, I just want to Hulk out every time they mention her.
What princess?
Yeah, like just make up your mind. What are you gonna do with her?
The princess.
So they have like, what is the storyline with these zombies? Because they kind of seems like people are existing in this universe. It doesn't seem like much of a zombie apocalypse. I got to be honest with you.
I think that's how the zombie apocalypse would go. You just go from place to place trying to survive and not turn into a zombie till you drop dead.
In the show and the comic, like a lot of time, most of the time, I'd say, well, if it's
humans are the villains.
Yeah, the humans are more of a threat than the zombies at this point.
Well, so it's just like real life.
Because people are fighting over resources, yeah.
Well, but it just seems like it wouldn't be that hard to sort of establish a perimeter and just rebuild society.
You would think. Let's just see how you do when the real apocalypse happens.
Do you know how to turn
I'm just saying, these zombies don't look that intimidating. I'm just saying.
Do you know how to turn a zombie horde, Charlie? I don't think so.
Here's what I'm going to say. Since they're already bringing in the TV series the new zombies that are like super dangerous zombies, they make the old zombies look like lousy zombies.
Well, it's not really about the zombies. It's like more of a character-driven story. It's not really plot. It's character-driven, and like the last one that really tugged at my heart, honestly, was probably the last time that we talked was the Michonne twist with the kid.
Oh,
I think I can say that now. It's been a couple of months, years, whatever.
It's been like 13 issues or something.
Yeah. So, but no. So like, it's a lot of interpersonal drama and stuff like that. That's why I read it. I don't know if Phil reads it.
What happened with Michonne and the kid?
She found out her daughter was alive in this community.
And it was just like so well done. It was like
She thought her daughter died years ago at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, and she finally, she found out she was alive and was able to reunite with her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't watch the show.
It's just not a rehash of Woody Harrelson's arc in Zombieland.
You're basic.
Zombieland, wow.
What?
Pretty good too, by the way.
Am I the only one who ever saw Zombieland? That's a good film.
I'm familiar with it, and I know that there's a 2 coming out. So
yeah. Oh well, okay. What I'm going to say is,
Bill Murray
Woody Harrelson's storyline in that is actually really. It has some great reveals and some great things as you're watching it, and it's like you think he's one thing, and then it's like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
I just can't get past Kristen Stewart and baby Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah. You watch Zombieland for Woody Harrelson. That's a Woody Harrelson.
I love Woody Harrelson. National Guard Killers is like in my top 10, but
yeah,
some things I just can't do for him. I'm like Meatloaf.
Could Woody Harrelson get it?
Back in the White Man Can't Jump days, yes. Now, no, thank you. He's a dirty, smelly hippie who wears hemp. No, thank you.
Yeah.
If I want that, I'll go for Matthew McConaughey.
You want your classic Cheers Woody, and that's the Woody that was good.
Both wants young Woody.
Yeah. Well,
I cut myself.
Philip, come on. It's back on track. Where's the timer?
Oh wait, I got it. It's counting. All right. Charlie Lilith. I think everyone can agree. Immortal Hulk 13.
Very good.
Oh, very good.
I don't know how they keep doing it. Like I was all set to hate it, and here I am, still loving it, paying that ridiculous price.
And finally, after all these years, looks like he's gonna reunite with Betty.
Is that what we've been waiting on? I haven't been waiting on that.
Yeah, actually, I'm more interested in finding about Titania and Crusher Krill on Alpha freaking Flight.
Oh,
to me, that's like, hey, we're burying the lead here.
As you do.
First off, here's the thing about Crusher Krill. Okay, Crusher Krill, he is a bad guy from the way back before any powers. He was doing life like 8 terms in Rikers when Loki gave him Asgardian Mickey. Okay? Literally dropped it into his drink. It's really cool. There's a what if. What if some other person had drunk in that glass? But, and he has been so creepy and weird over the years and is just so disconnected from reality. But I guess that allows him to just be remade anyway, because you can say, well, he just absorbs whatever's around him. So when he's around evil and horrible people, he becomes more evil and horrible, and every so often he'll hang out with a hero and he actually just absorbs all that heroism. So anything is possible. I really like what they do with Crusher Creel here.
I like this page with the Hulk, when he tells Banner we got to recombine if we're going to make it home, and Banner's like, no, just let me die. And the Hulk's like, no, I know you've locked me away for years, but I was protecting you. I'm always here because I love you, you stupid kid.
Yeah. Which is interesting because there's this.
So are we coming to another Hulk merger because a certain movie's coming soon?
I definitely think so.
Charlie, yes, sir.
Well, yeah, obviously it's here's what I'll say. It gets a little more complex than this because honestly, the Immortal Hulk is probably the best Hulk run I've read since Peter David.
Immortal Hulk, best there is.
Yes, it is the best there is. And here's the thing. They do this whole thing where the Devil Hulk is in charge, and then they do this whole thing about, God and the devil. And the idea of essentially the Hulk saying, I love you, to Banner, sort of like God's love. It can be horrifying and terrible, but also it is a real love for those dispossessed. It's there's some great, powerful metaphors about what the heck the Hulk really is. That's worth the read. I mean, that's what I love about this, and we're going to see where it goes. Honestly, that's sort of the problem with something like Immortal Hulk, is it's so good, you're always left saying, but where do we go next?
This is the best art that's ever been done on Hulk in a long time.
Oh yeah,
though.
good
So,
art.
Oh, the art.
So I want to shout out to like, is it Joe Bennett? Yeah, it's Joe Bennett.
Yeah.
Do I have my? I cannot find any of my dang books. I'm really mad.
Trust me, it's Joe Bennett.
I actually bought all the books I read this week, and I can't find any of them.
It's very good art, but like even the look of the Hulk is like, I think we already said this. It's very reminiscent of like early Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His look. Yeah.
But then again, this is all a love letter to all of the Hulks.
Exactly.
Like even
that's what
TV
makes
Hulk
it so
gets
good.
all kinds of love throughout this.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell that somebody that's writing it is a fanboy and gets like in the best way, not the worst way, and they get it and they know what fans like and want, and they put it into their story and it's organic.
It's really amazingly well done, and yeah, I am very pleased with this book. It is honestly, yeah, I'm gonna say, to hell with you, Daredevil. That was the best Marvel book this week.
Phil, you're standing on the ledge by yourself.
I know. All right.
Yeah, like I said, Daredevil was good, especially because he like kills a guy because Daredevil is
He's afraid.
Listen to Charlie explain things. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Listen to last night's The Devil You Know. Well, we basically, go into about how. Yeah, he's a whiny little baby who will hold his breath till he turns blue until you give him what he wants. And, we don't need any more heroes like that.
I can't recall.
The man needs to grow the heck up. That's all I'm saying. Matt Murdock, you're a lawyer. Go lawyer something,
We should hold ourselves.
Lawyer. Had to get my How I Met Your Mother reference in.
Lilith.
Yes, sir.
Uncanny X-Men 11, oversized.
Did
this really?
Okay, but
this didn't need to be as big as it did because it's like the same story from like 3 different vantage points. But I do like what they're doing with Cyclops lately. They're
he's tolerable, so that's a great.
They're making him heroic again. They're basically unbendicing Cyclops. Yes. I had him. Tyler didn't read it. He's like, good.
My favorite.
So here's the thing. Just to get us back to the MCU for a minute. Feige's making this thing about how he's like on the hunt for the new Wolverine.
Yes.
And does anyone think this is a horrible, horrible mistake for the X-Men in the MCU? To try and build it on Wolverine's shoulders instead of say
a new Wolverine on top of that? Heck
but
no,
but did they say did they say they're doing that again? Are they building it or are they just throwing out
we
Wolverine
worry about
because
the Fantastic Four before we worry about the X-Men? X-Men will be fine no matter what they do.
You know they're working on both at the same time.
But we need to focus. We need to put all our love, attention, and care into Fantastic Four. X-Men will be fine, as seen by the numbers done in Apocalypse. People will go watch an X-Men movie no matter what. Fantastic Four, after 2 completely terrible disasters, maybe not so much.
So for you,
okay, the first one was much less of a disaster compared to the second reboot.
Yeah, the second reboot was absolute dumpster fire, but the first one didn't age well, and it didn't age well 2 seconds after you left the theater. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, it's about as good as Shazam will be,
Oh, get him out!
Shazam's gonna be good. It's just not gonna be for people in your age bracket. That's all. It ain't a movie for you because we got Shazam
when he was roaming the country in an RV. Okay, so don't you tell me what Shazam is.
My name is Paul, and this is between y'all.
Shazam's gonna be good. I'm telling you guys.
It might be good, but you know what?
People were gonna say about Aquaman, they liked the visuals, and it was Jason Momoa being Jason Momoa.
Well, exactly.
People are gonna love Shazam.
If Shazam is just as good as Aquaman, it'll make $1 billion. But will it make you feel? But will you walk away? It's like this.
Did you say $1 million?
No one is walking away from Aquaman saying Atlantis forever. That's all.
But Black Panther had the also the unique opportunity to be a cultural movement as well. So you can't really compare that. That's all that I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Well, yeah, except you got white people saying Wakanda forever.
Because white people always want to be a part of something that don't belong to y'all, but we're not gonna go there tonight because it's almost time to end.
I'm just saying.
You know what? You know what? One of
Black
these
Panther was an amazing film.
One of these weeks, we either on a Capes and Lunatics or we'll do a special. I'm just gonna start the show and then we're gonna do a debate. You two, MCU versus DCEU.
Dude, that's what we do every week. You just throw in drops.
You know what we need to do is we need to go to Bowling Green this spring.
Say April 12th through the 13th.
For Capes
throw down, no holds barred.
Capes and Lunatics 100. What?
I don't know if that's gonna work out, but yeah, man, that's
Why?
what I'm saying, man.
I'll bring my equipment.
You bring your equipment.
I always do.
Detachable.
What?
I said I didn't know it was detachable. Your equipment? Come on.
It is.
Well, if he's
not doing Wayne's World that long, have we?
Well, if he's bringing it with him, either it is detachable or it's not detachable.
Yeah, exactly, Lil.
Because it's equipment, it goes with him.
You have to announce it. I'm assuming that it's not with you at all.
Well, Charlie Esther's like, I don't know if Capes 100 is going to work if we're not sitting in your house.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know how many capes we've done. What are we on now?
It works out, Philip.
I counted that. If we record that weekend, it'll be Capes 100. So I figured if we're all in one room, we record 100, all of us in one room.
So long as someone's doing the math, that's all I'm saying.
Trust Gelman, he knows everything.
Thank you, Reach.
Can we all handle that? All of us in one room.
Awesome.
The nerdiness. Oh, with Rob and Martha. Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to see if I can bring Maz. I got a van. I can bring an extra person.
Come on, we got to get at least one Quantum Zone boy. Come on.
I'm trying to get them there.
Well, already have Kristen, so.
What about our Quasar podcast?
Oh, if we get Moz, if we get Roberto Southgate. Oh,
George.
Kristen will be there. What?
George.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's just in Bowling Green, Ohio. That's like a 2-hour drive for Rob.
Well, he said he's supposedly coming, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he could do that. He could physically do that.
Meanwhile, in Tampa, I gotta catch a flight to Pittsburgh. Hitch a ride from Pittsburgh.
Oh, Lilith, shut up! I know your plans, what you're thinking about doing, and you're complaining about the distance from Tampa. Okay.
Well, there'll be no gingers to be seen as a reward.
She's thinking about moving out of the country again.
Well, I know that, but see, I thought she was moving to Europe. The no gingers is throwing me.
Ireland. I want to move to Ireland.
Well, that's all they have is ginger.
Exactly.
That's actually where they come from. That's their homeland. No, well, you said there won't be a ginger to be seen, so it threw me. Hey, if you can get work in Ireland, good for you. Which Ireland though? Because one's still in Europe, and one's being
Little Ireland
ripped away from the teat of Mother Europe. So
West, East. North
No. I still want to be a part of Europe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
EU.
Go bring us some Lucky Charms.
Racist.
That's gonna be her.
It's okay.
That's gonna be her.
Okay. I can say racist things about the Irish because I'm Scottish.
Oh, okay.
It's so Scottish. It's crap.
Charlie answered. That's 2 E's in the middle for maybe not so good quality. Philip, come on.
All right, we're almost. We got like 2 minutes left. So should we get out? So should we cut this short? Since you're somewhat sober, Lilith, since you were drunk and made us go long last weekend, Lilith.
Well, that's what happens.
All right, if you're watching on YouTube, check us out tomorrow, 10 a.m. Super Connectivity. We'll go in depth.
Morning show.
That's right, and then in the join us
Drive
back
time.
here at 12 noon, and 2 p.m. And me and Lilith will have a bunch of.
Has no life.
Well, I thought we were gonna get a lot out because somebody's gonna be busy.
Yes, I'm going to be traveling for work.
So join us at like noon and 2 for a bunch of Batman and Spider-Man stuff.
The end to no man's land.
No, even after tomorrow, we're gonna have one more part left.
There's no end to no man's land, Lilith.
Not if you live in Gotham.
Hey,
Boom.
hey! In a couple episodes of Comic Capers, Charlie Esser is gonna join us for 2 episodes so we can talk Amalgam Comics.
Sweet.
Super Soldier forever.
Dark Claw. Schnicked.
Dark Claw. Oh, Dark Claw's awesome. Favorite line of any comic book is in Dark Claw. About living weapons. And you never realize that if you make a living weapon, that most weapons can't just get up off the table and kill whatever it wants. Dark Claw is a great book.
All right, leave it. All right, so stay tuned for that. Like we said, I think we already announced all our plans for Capes 100. Maybe we'll see if we come up with some few more surprises. But email us your favorite, superhero TV shows, movies, comic books, Capes and Lunatics at gmail.com, Facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics, at Capes Lunatics on Twitter, Capes and Lunatics on Instagram, and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. And Tyler Patrick.
Yep, that's me.
Where can people get a hold of you?
Here.
Posing all Twitter. Sexy. Like a glamour shot.
This is my I got the kids asleep. I'm just going to sit here on the couch and hang out.
Where can people get a hold of you?
What? Find me on the Krypton Report podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and everything. Krypton Report, where we talk all things Superman. I want to dive into the Superman book a little bit more here soon.
I'm still waiting for part 2 of your you and James and the Last Sons of Krypton.
Oh, it's recorded. I'm just waiting for Rob to put it up so he can put a bug in his ear.
Okay, because I didn't get enough when the first part was only 3 hours long.
Hey, that's the edited version.
Well, if you can listen to that, you can definitely sit through Endgame.
There's Australians, man.
Yep.
Love you, Ray. All right, Charlie Esser. Oh wait, no. You're the big closer with the Moz thing. Okay, Little Hellfire. Talking about living weapons. Where can people get a hold of you?
If you nerds want to fight me on the interwebs, at Little Hellfire. If you want... You're not going to do it?
What?
Okay, never mind. If you nerds want to hang out on Instagram, at Little Hellfire 86. If you want to talk Superman, Smallville, and all things DC TV heroes, at Somebody Save Me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and or Twitter.
I don't know where you were going. What were you looking for?
Cold, wet, hard nipples.
I mean, you can save that for the Spider-Man 2 review, but...
Again, yeah. All right, here's my closer. Charlie, the Professor Esser, where can people find you?
Well, if you'd like to write to me in an old-fashioned email way, the way our Ma's and Pa's once did back in the 80s and the 90s, you can do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet shows that I feel like, whatever I feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Gotham or something else when I'm not actually podcasting, at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESLCR. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing.
There you go.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for another week. We have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
Okay. The Lunatics. He's passed
I think
out.
Tyler
It's
fell
okay.
asleep.
I was going to say, Tyler, say podcast.
Podcast.
There he is. Okay, he's sleeping. Don't wake him. He's had a long day. He has children that are climbing on him all the time.
Children.
I should be playing some lullaby music to put him to sleep.
Yeah. No, I feel for him, man. It's like,
I know.
damn.
I got 3 o'clock in the morning.
Most of us have kids.
Suckers.
Yeah, really. They're like spiders. They just crawl all over you.
Lilith gets exhausted from her bunny.
Nice and
Her
fluffy.
money or her bunny? Oh, her bunny.
Bunny.
Both.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
hey
I mean,
now.
that's what you get when you don't have children. Money.
Disposable